Hello, hello. This is going to be a quick check-in. I don't want to stay in her energy too long, but Shanda VANDER was not at the court when they announced the verdict. She was sick, so I just wanted to kind of see what her reaction was, if she was anticipating a guilty verdict, which I feel like is highly likely, but I just kind of want to see her internal and external reactions to that actually being concretely, okay, it happened, it's guilty. This is an energy reading. It's all alleged, my opinion, not fact. Let's start with, what did she expect to happen? Did she expect that guilty verdict? It's like at first she expected it to go towards like insanity, and then as she was on the stand, she realized that wasn't gonna work. It feels like she knew the guilty verdict was coming. Yeah. Is that why she was sick? She just didn't want to face it, or was she actually sick? She wanted to lock herself inside and not have to deal with it. What was her external reaction? 9 of Cups reversed. Strength. 5 of Swords reversed. It's almost like she held it together because she was expecting it. This is like, I hold it together around other people, and then what happens when the other people are gone? That's when I start to feel it. Oh yeah, that's when it starts to really eat at me. Ooh. The Devil in reverse with Death and 4 of Wands reversed. It's like once I'm in private away from the crowd, I get pulled back into those same demonic type energies that she had around her when she was doing all of this. So it's almost like, yeah, Queen of Swords in reverse, 8 of Cups in reverse. I don't express until I'm trapped by myself. This is like walking away from something unfulfilling, but reverse. So once I'm in the cell where I can't get out of and no one else can get to me is when I really express. Remember how I said in the last reading, it was like the demons inside of her when she was testifying was kind of like, we're not supposed to be seen. You're making it too obvious. It's almost like that. It's like her sickness. I don't know, almost like if you rip all the band-aids off of all your emotions that were buried at once, it feels like it was those darker entities that were trying to prevent her from getting back to be witnessed in that way. Yeah, I'm protecting myself from a decision I can't go back from. I'm protecting myself from... I don't know, it's almost like she didn't know she'd be able to hold back some kind of like, I'm seeing hissing, like literal hissing, but I don't know if it's necessarily her that would be hissing. It's like the demons inside of her, that energy inside of her, like hissing, and her being very anxious about how that would come out if she was in a room that she felt claustrophobic from other people. Yeah, it's the opposite of being in the public eye, the Star in reverse. She got what she wanted by not having to sit there for the verdict and being able to cope with that for the first time, like the reality of it in private, because it took her back to that version of her that she was when this abuse was occurring. It's like almost like that version got tickled and got brought back up to the surface, and she didn't know how to defend against it. It's like the ghost of Timothy is really haunting her. But I don't even necessarily want to say his ghost, because it doesn't feel like it's him. Like, it doesn't feel like he's like coming back and like, ooh, I'm gonna haunt you. He doesn't have any hate in his heart. It's like the energy that was created from what she did to him and what she made him endure and experience, that energy. It's like that energy in and of itself created this entity that is now haunting her. Yeah. It's like now that you are grounded in your new reality of prison, there's like this force. I don't even know how to explain it. Describe the force of the entity that's haunting her. It's like mocking her. Yeah, the Fool is giving me the energy of mocking her, making her feel almost like before there was this back and forth communication with herself and the other part of her psyche that's kind of like split off. And now it's like true aloneness. Like she feels completely alone and being haunted by an outside force. Like instead of the demons coming from inside of her, they're now on the outside taunting her, but she doesn't have the ones to support her internally. That's the image I'm getting. And this is giving me like over and over, like smacked with some kind of stick. Hold on one second. So I said smacked with a stick, and then I looked up and I noticed that the water had spilled on top of the one deck and it was just sitting there like a pool of water. It's that image of, you know how magicians can get into that like cylinder thing and they have to escape before the water fills all the way up. That's what's happening internally for her. Like she feels like bit by bit all the band-aids are being ripped off and they're all causing this water to pour in, and she slowly feels like she's drowning. And before, when she would feed those demons, they would dump out some of the water so she wouldn't drown. But now they're just on the outside mocking her. Kind of like how she did to Timothy. So is there anything else about how, I'm gonna say how she's coping? Trapped with a, it's like a freed, it's almost like she's being haunted by demons, but there's also angels there. Like almost like she's witnessing, like from a projection of her psyche, she's witnessing the dark battling the light, and she's seeing through that her own darkness, because there's the contrast of the light. And it's like the light is Timothy's memory, or what Timothy's memory should have or could have been if he was given a chance to get the nurturing that he needed. Almost like if, how do I put this? Like let's say she's sitting in her jail cell, right? It's almost like anytime she journals or she focuses on something, all she can see is like from one eye the angel, from one eye the demon. And the demon is taunting her while the angel is kind of showing her what she took away from Timothy, but seeing it from the unhealed perspective of the wounded part of herself. You know those it's called Oculus or something, the virtual world glasses, that's like a game. It's almost like that's her reality. She nothing feels real to her because she's seeing this layer of the angel demon battling. They're not battling though. They're battling her. Like both of them are battling her. Whereas before she felt like she was battling Timothy, who is that angel, who is the light. But before she felt like the demon was on her side. Now the demon's but like they're battling against her. What does her reaction or lack thereof show about her? That she still is not taking full responsibility. She's still not, it's like this haunting will not ease up and will get worse day by day until she finally says, okay, that's what it is. It's like she refused to wake up to her part or role in this. So she's being shown this as like, you're going to have to take responsibility. You're going to have to see that this was you. This was a you problem. And she still is refusing to. Yeah, it's like, it's not me because everybody else did it too. Not everybody else did it too, but people, the siblings helped and were kind of bystanders to this. So her subconscious mind is trying to get her to recognize and take responsibility for anyone that helped you to torture this boy was doing it because they were under duress of you. They were scared of you. It's not that they were born into this thinking that this was the right thing. This is what you taught them. So anything they did is also your responsibility to some extent. It's like that's what the angel is trying to show her. Like you can't heal, you can't move away from this being trapped with that 3D reality thing like on her face. I wouldn't be surprised if she very quickly starts to completely disassociate because it's like she's still not taking responsibility for it because she's still like, well, it couldn't have been that bad because everybody else went along with it. But like she's the parent, parent. She's trying to make logical sense out of how this isn't just 100% her fault. Like, where else could I put 1% of the blame for this so that I don't know, it's weird. So that I don't feel alone, like it's all just me, like I have a co-conspirator. How does she feel about her son being arrested as well? The older brother. Each of us separately are enduring the same fight. She puts as much weight on him as she does on herself. She feels like he should actually be judged a little bit harsher. Like he's not getting enough of the blame. Almost like in her mind, her rationale behind this would be something like, oh, well, if it was that bad, then why didn't anybody stop me? Why, if they could see it, I was under so much stress, under so much, whatever she's saying she was under. If it was that bad, why did nobody else tell me? If they would have told me, I would have woken up and recognized it. That's what that's the logic she's using in her mind to herself. Yep, all darkness. Refusing to see or take responsibility. I think that's it. Hold on. What was her energy right before the verdict? was given to her, which I don't know if she watched it live or what, but what was right before and right after? Forgetting oneself. Refusing to take, not me, refusing to take responsibility. And 17, wasn't the brother 17? Or was he 16 or 18? He was right around that age. It's like, how much blame can I logically get myself to put onto someone else so that I can say, why didn't this person wake me up from this spell of stress I was under? After the verdict, hiding your true self. Yeah, she definitely did not see how this is facing forward and that's to the side. It's like once those doors of her cell shut and nobody was around, that's when I almost want to say it's like she doesn't know herself without that demon inside of her. Now it's just pain and emptiness and bitterness and anger that was all previously hidden because there was a darker force of that demon. But now the demon is like, I'm going to taunt you from the outside because that's how I can really break you. What's her energy right now in this moment? Black flower fragrance. Where do you put a fragrance on? From the outside and you spray it onto yourself. Black flower, that's the demon. That demon energy is all over her on the outside now instead of on the inside. All right, that's all. I don't want to be in her energy anymore. Please remember, this is an energy reading. It's all alleged, my opinion, not fact. Prayers to Timothy, and I'm glad that, I don't know if there's enough justice for what happened to him, but at least this is a step in the right direction. Have a good day.